Hey guys, so Figma have just released a new improvement to the layout grids, adding the ability to create responsive grids that hold content or expand to fit the width. Stick around for the full video and I'll show you another interesting feature that they've released alongside these two core features. We're going to take a look at the grids, or the new feature for the grids. So I'll just create a frame. I'll, over in the layout section in the design window here, I'm going to hit auto layout. And this is going to create a 2x2 grid by default for me. So I'm just going to increase this a little bit actually to match the above. So let's do we'll do 4x4, shall we? 4x3. And we can sort of see that just by default, the grid columns and rows have these new handles and they're set to hug. So whatever content we add inside of these cells, so an image above for example, the cell is gonna respond to hug whatever's there without sort of affecting the size of the child. So if I take this little acorn that I hand painted a couple of years ago now, I'll copy that and let's just paste it into that cell there. You'll notice that the entire row has changed in height to sort of react to the height of the item we've added. But also the width has changed as well. So if I was to adjust that, I could go in and manually do that, which is cool, like a really good feature. So if I was to take this dark sword, duplicate that and resize it to 58 and just drop that in somewhere else, you'll notice that that cell also adapts to it. So it's really, really interesting, really useful. And yeah, the fact it's sort of responsive is really cool because the content you've added is kind of fixed now based on what's in there, but the other cells will adapt to sort of fit the bounding space, which is really cool. So just to take a little dive into the new features. So hovering over any of these, we get this box here, and then we click that. We'll notice that in this window, we've got an option for each of the rows and each of the columns. And in here, you can change it. So you could, have a fixed width, and you could also set it to, fill the container. And that's a really cool feature that we'll take a look at in a second. But also you can sort of manage how many you've got in here. So if I wanted to remove a row entirely, I can do that. That's really cool. So that's the sort of responsive hugging aspect, I guess. And if you wanted to sort of adjust that further, play about, by all means do so. And I'm just gonna sort of reset this back to what it was. And obviously when you delete the items, the grid goes back to kind of like an even grid that sort of fits the space. So what I want to do now is, if you notice in this UI that I created, the grid that's in place is obviously just a static grid. I've placed these myself. I just couldn't get on with the previous iteration or the previous version of the grid. So it was still sort of work in progress. So I just left it for now. But with this new responsive grid, we're able to make it adapt to the space. So let's take a look at that. So we've got our main grid here that we just set up, and I need to bring all of these items over into that grid. So if I just let's say click Alt and then drag, I'll create a copy of these, and then as I hover over with all of these selected, you'll see the little blue box for each one light up, which is really cool. So if I drop those in there, you'll notice that the hugging aspect of the grid has now adapted really well to sort of the basic sort of layout that I wanted, or the content that I've added. So if I just make a few tweaks, I'll just adjust the spacing. Let's go for a 4 pixel spacing. I think that's relatively similar. And then just adjust that again to hug the content. You'll notice that if I resize it, nothing happens at the moment. So what I need to do is select all of the items in the frame and then change the width and the height to fill container. And then again, if I test that, nothing happens. There's one more step that we need to do. So if we go over to here, you can see that you have these options down here. So you've got the fill container, hug, or fixed width. Currently we're playing with a fixed width in this case, but I want to change that to a fill. So I'm just going to go through these columns and these rows and just make sure that they fill the container. And as you can see, 3 of them have been relatively successful. But the other ones, likely not, just because of some settings that didn't apply at the time or probably got overwritten. So again, width and height, set to fill container. And then you'll notice that regardless of, what you do with your grid, it's always gonna stretch to fit. So this is kind of like how we would have, or how we build websites. If you've ever done any front-end development, it's the same type of thing. You've got, these sort of like flexbox types of, grid layouts that sort of adapt, based on sort of the percentages you give it or the options you give it. So I can now take this, delete all these, and then I'm gonna just rename that to contents. I'm going to drag this in to this box here. Just going to sort of place it manually for now, just to make sure everything lines up correctly, which it currently is. And yeah, I'm happy with that. Something like that should be fine. I'm going to pop it below the content. Just make sure the fill is off, because we don't need that. It comes on by default when you create a frame. And we can see that it's looking pretty good, as we'd expect. No major issues or notable changes. So now when we resize this, we'll notice, oh, hold on, it's not really responding. It's kind of doing, although it was working here, it's not working now, it's inside a parent. So what we need to do is one extra step, is to use the old classic constraints. So this is now going to allow us to utilize that dynamic resizing based on the left and right, top and bottom constraints that we have used previously. But the cool thing about it is when we do this within Figma with the grid system, we're able to utilize the responsive grids, and it just makes sort of creating UI, sort of these resizable panels, like really fun and efficient. Another really awesome thing about the grids now, I guess maybe now I've got my head around them, or they just work a bit better, is I can create a 5-column layout, for example, and then I'm just going to resize this, and then I can like duplicate things and sort of move things around, and just straight away, you duplicate things, they go into the empty spaces and all that, and all of a sudden, within a couple of seconds, we've increased the grid layout, and it's just looking really nice, really tidy. And this is all thanks to the new feature that came from Figma, which has enabled us to do this. And yeah, I didn't think I'd be getting that excited or too excited over a feature that you've kind of been able to do in like Microsoft Excel for 20 years or more. But being able to have this ability to be sort of flexible with things is really cool. Now, just one extra thing that did drop with this same update, and that's, you might have sort of seen it a little bit, but when we're hovering over these things, you can see that it says 1FR, and I think the FR means fraction. So if we were to take a look at this, you can sort of see that this column item in 1, let's say, so column 1, row 1, that says 1FR. If we were to change this to half, then that's going to allow us to sort of just resize it in that way as well for that sort of case. And then we can also increase it, you know, and stuff like that. So it gives us a good level of like control over things. And you know, if you did want sort of like special cases, I'm sure there's a way to get some really crazy sort of configurations and stuff like that. But yeah, the fractions also really useful. I probably use them a little bit more passively myself, so I'll, you know, work with just sort of basic grids, or in this case I'll probably, you know, actually quite liked the idea of having the you know, the bigger item there or something like that. And maybe for this one, you know, we could look at reducing that to say 50% or something, and then having 2 in there. So there's a lot of experimentation we can have, and probably a lot of like fun to get what we need. But yeah, this is it. Figma grids with ability to, you know, adapt to the parent, or the parent to adapt to the children, I guess. So the expanding and the hugging, I think they call it, which is kind of fun. So yeah, really cool. I'm looking forward to getting this update pushed up into my UI kit that we've been working on over the past few videos. And yeah, if you're interested in getting your hands on it, there's a free version if you follow the link in my description for that. Download it, have a look, give it a 5-star rating. Obviously it's free. Just sort of take a look, and yeah, obviously any feedback with any of it, yeah, would be massively appreciated. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to see more videos that are sort of like tips and tricks and sort of interesting things that are gonna, you know, speed up efficiency and stuff, then let me know in the comments. This is definitely gonna speed up my efficiency, and I'll probably actually start using grids now. They've made this feature. I'm looking forward to seeing what comes next, and I hope you are too. So I'll catch you later, guys. Cheers.